Uh,
We are live and alive, but at what cost?
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yet, yes, I can hear my shitty voice.
Okay. Hi.
Hello, Depression
Let's
XBT.
let's wait for a minute or two, so some more people that have such a sad lives that they don't have anything better to do than watch this in the Sunday afternoon slash evening slash whenever you live time zone. I think we can start. People will join. So, hi guys, it's Sunday. Welcome to the next stream. As always, we're gonna talk about some of the coins. Before we do so, the streams are sponsored by Wu, as always. Thank you, Wu. If you want to show some love, some support, you can make an account with the first link in the description. Wu is running a bunch of cool stuff. There is this prize pool currently running, which you can take part of. You can get some money, some rewards, and so on and so forth. So yeah, if you are looking for a place to trade, you can check out the Wu with the first link in the description. You will get some of the benefits that you can see right now at the bottom of the screen. And with that being said, let's have a look at some of the coins.
I switched. I requested change. Intern, hello.
Okay,
Please change.
so we're gonna start with Bitcoin. This is 12-hour chart. Basically, to kind of recap the last week, we had this war news. We were kind of free falling quite a bit. This is 12-hour chart, like I said. We had a war news. I don't know if I talked about this here on stream, but basically my kind of the whole idea with BTC was that the fact that we are at the level of support, but at the same time, this level, as you can kind of see right here, was tested 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. So not the best in my opinion. Then you can see this kind of big 12-hour candle. Basically, some of the news they kind of turned out to be nothing. So a lot of risk on. SS rallied, I believe at least that ES and some of the other things had a little bit of a relief into the end of the week. And that we kind of basically left there. I got long in this kind of anticipation a little bit before, got a little squeezed. To be fair, completely fair, I don't think there is like the best risk reward at the moment when it comes to Bitcoin longs. I think me both and Runner we were trading some altcoins where I think the risk reward on the long side is much better. For BTC, basically, I'm kind of looking at this level right here at like 67, 66, 67k. Basically, coming into the next week, you can see that there's this kind of consolidation. We sold off from there. It's a +1 standard deviation from the VWAP, from the yearly VWAP right here. So this is for me kind of the first logical play. So if I would, I got basically along somewhere around 62 area where it was a little bit more justified. But after the candle like this, in my opinion, the first kind of trouble area is pretty close. Obviously, there is this kind of possibility that halving happened. We might just rally to the new all-time highs. Which if that's the case, I would be way more kind of a likely to wait for something like this, like basically break above, see if we can kind of hold here and then go long above 67. Would be one of the plays. But yeah, that would for me at least be like much better sign of the strength. Rather than just bounce from level of support, which was tested basically a billion times already. So yeah, I don't really have that much of a big bias when it comes to Bitcoin. Like I said, I got some longs toward the end of the week. I'm still holding them, but at the same time, I'm mostly hoping that BTC will do well for some of the altcoins to rally, which we're gonna talk about today, rather than seeing some big move to the upside, because at the end of the day, this is still pretty much in this kind of a ranging environment. We can also do something like this when I draw a volume profile over this stuff, and we need to maybe change the colors a little bit so it's a little cleaner. Like this, you can see basically we are in this like a huge value area, meaning that it's going to be pretty hard for price to kind of just travel through this. Usually, when you have such a high buildup in volumes, it's not the easiest thing to just go through this with one candle. But at the same time, you can see that basically the point of control is this kind of an area with the +1 standard deviation on the VWAP. So for me, coming into the next week, this is basically like 60, 67, 68K area is going to be kind of a key level for either, break, continuation to the upside, kind of first target 70K, but realistically, I think the all-time high. But if you would do something like this, then I think, this is going to little lower, most likely breaking underneath the kind of support. At least it was like 57, which is the yearly VWAP, and these lows. I don't know. This is looking pretty distributive to me. This kind of a huge range after a large move to the upside. I don't know. I'm not getting like the best vibes from Bitcoin. My kind of focus, I think, like I said, hopefully altcoins will have a little bit of room, but mostly kind of a short-term trades, 1 or 2 days holding periods. Some stuff that I posted on Twitter, for example, are kind of like the ideal place that I'm looking at, just not really overstaying my welcome. But like I said, this can kind of change if Bitcoin really breaks this, shows strength above it. Then we might go much higher, and everything will most likely rally with it as well. Since I really feel like the kind of current market environment is really just BTC halving and BTC ETFs, and basically the whole market is strong because of Bitcoin. And meme coins, that these are like two things that like meme coins obviously doing quite well and been doing well yesterday as well, where people kind of finally realized after all these years that meme coins are really the only valuable thing in crypto. So yeah, I think my kind of quick thoughts on BTC. Maybe Runner has something to say.
Sure, let me change the mind. I actually started doing something very, not weird, but like, I know you don't like higher time frames, but I fully agree with you. For me, mostly shorter time frames. Like last few days been honestly a blessing to trade. I don't want to jinx it, but some of the best weeks I had. So that's nice. Why? Because it was a lot of volatility, but just because things bounced a lot, I think it's also need to be kind of, I fucking hate the word on timeline, but zoom out annons, like not to get too excited. I think monthly still has like a few days to go, so I'm not gonna go a bit hard over it, but not looking that exciting to me. And weekly looks pretty shit to me. Like we did not break I know we mentioned and a few others break this this like inside week of or like weekly candle of March 11th if you have it in front of you. So we still like defended it for now, but it's just, I don't know, like I agree on the distributed side of things. Counter argument to that, the TradFi had a massive sell-off as well. I know you don't put that much, how to say it, like you say that it doesn't matter that much, but last few weeks I've seen some like more TradFi oriented accounts post that the correlation is back on, like very, very hard. So that could be like, for the next week, we're not going to be here charting S&P 500 and Nasdaq, but like that's been a pretty brutal correction.
Yeah, it definitely is down like 10%, I think, from the highs, which is usually what kind of, like people, it's like S&P is down like 6%. People in TradFi are very much like into these kind of percentage changes, and ES is coming into like a decent level as well, like the prior all-time high. And all of that. So I think that if this is going to rebound, the likelihood, especially now, like if you would get like, I hate to trade around these like war stuff and stuff like this because it's like so unpredictable. But yeah, like I believe that there is the possibility of the correlation kind of kicking back in. Because like the likelihood of S&P kind of bouncing back with the good news would most likely even drive BTC as well.
Yeah. So so just so we can move on to other shit. So that's on
Yeah, but
BTC.
like overall, yeah, like we are, it's post halving. I feel like ETF inflows, outflows are kind of a not that important at this point as well. So like kind of a question of what's next, which is ETH.
When retail.
No, like ETH. I think ETH is ETH is like looking weaker. Obviously, you can see even from like this is a Levy web once again, but it's holding it. ETH BTC had some days where it wasn't dying nonstop, so that's might be a little bit sign. But yeah, I believe that obviously if we would get rotation to ETH, the altcoins would do well as well. Like Bitcoin at the end of the day doesn't. All it has to do is not dying for altcoins to do well. And I think especially after we had a like 15% sell-off on BTC from the highs, the likelihood of doing another 15% down, it's not that high. I think it's usually after such moves like these, the markets tend to kind of slow down. So and I think ETH is not looking that bad as well. Kind of holding the yearly VWAP at the moment, showing some signs of strength.
So are you the camp of the cope that after halving it naturally has to rotate to ETH?
Yeah, rotation to ETH with the ETF coming. Yeah, I don't know, but I'm not really like playing these kind of a cycle rotations. Like people have this one chart which they keep sharing for last 6 years. I've been in the space that like BTC, ETH, altcoins, whatever.
The pyramid.
Yeah, the pyramid.
Bit caps, mid caps.
Yeah. Basically the pyramid. But I don't know, like ETH, as long as it holds the yearly VWAP and we had these kind of rejections, it doesn't look that bad to me, to be fair. And also like it might have like decent, even if we would fill like the selling, it's still like 15% upside, so it's pretty decent. But yeah, it's also not looking.
It is fucking cursed coin though, like genuinely.
It is.
Like
it definitely is. Like I feel like I was thinking about this yesterday, when like when we had this kind of rally yesterday, and I was just like looking at a bunch of stuff. I was in some longs, but I kind of like was like questioning because like I trade like BTC and ETH. I kind of separate. I have like strategy for like TradFi and Bitcoin and ETH, which is very kind of similar, and I size into these things similar because like these are at the end of the day like the biggest coins, most volumes. I can feel like much better sizing into something like that than some shit coin. And then I trade altcoins, which like smaller size, a little bit shorter time frame as well. But like yesterday when stuff started to rally, I didn't even like think about looking at ETH that much. It's just like like why I would even buy ETH at this point when I can just long something like SHIB yesterday rallied quite insane, and some of the other things that I was looking at. So yeah, I think ETH is just like getting this non-stop hate from everyone, which is usually thing you see at the bottoms, but at the same time there's like no indication of ETH actually bottoming or like something. Yeah, like it would be the ETF probably, but I don't know.
Well, maybe on that front, very quickly, like a recap, I say it every week, like a gospel or a cope session. It is Sunday 21st by 24th. So this coming Wednesday, Grayscale Ethereum ETF should get like an update, so we might get something there. I wouldn't be surprised if it's good news and we still sell off. And then obviously it is a month away from ARK and Van Eck final deadline, meaning if there is going to be a rejection or approval, most likely a rejection, but we're not in the business of trying to make those bets. We should see a bunch of vol on ETH and ETH beta. So like even if you're like positive on it or not, I think that like ETH will be one of the most fun and ETH beta will be one of the most fun assets to trade. Just something to like keep in mind because we call it musical chairs. So By chairs, we mean like narratives.
I think ETH here is looking decent. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if, and I think we keep saying this like every week, but I wouldn't really be surprised here if ETH would get a little bit of a rally. You never know what news is gonna come out on Wednesday. But yeah, I think the chart, how we kind of hold up and we sold off, way more as well. It's not looking that bad, basically.
I wish I could agree with you, but it just.
Yeah, at the same note, kind of ETH BTC is not looking that great. So yeah, it's that kind of brings back the point that if you really want to just rotate into ETH rather than some other coins that are clearly doing way better. So yeah.
Yeah, let's get some shitters. Or like, can we? How about we never really do this, but can you traded probably last few days, last few weeks, lots of vol, lots of. Can you go over some of your previous trades of last 7 days?
Yeah, like I usually don't trade much over a weekend, but something that I was really looking at was Ivo. I think
you cannot let go. It's like
yeah, but I spoke about this previous. But it's basically kind of thing that keeps happening. Let me check on Velo. It's probably cleaner there. There is this kind of situation with it was called Ribbon Finance, and they did this big rebrand and whatever. People can redeem the tokens. Blah blah blah. I have like very little details about it. But yeah, it's been in this kind of a big negative funding route because the mispricing basically between the two tokens. And yeah, it's I had a long couple of weeks ago, then tried a long here that didn't really play out because everything kind of died. But yeah, yesterday I picked up some again at the moment, or I don't know, it's like negative 1.15 was funding
every 8 hours.
Every 8 hours. So even on like Binance, I last time I checked was like 0.8 or 9. So that's like this for me shows like it's just like worth to hold long. I wouldn't long it here. I think that's a little too late for that. But yeah, that's I've been buying basically this line here. This is the weekly VWAP. You can see that it was I'm not really the biggest fan of using like any kind of lines and stuff like that, but you can clearly see this was pretty kind of pivotal level. It was kind of kept rejecting. Yesterday we broke it, so I just went in. Yeah, this is a little bit decent rally. So what else did I trade it? I've been holding some stuff. Dim, I think that Dim has done okay-ish. That's not really something that's worth talking about. And yeah, like I've been into the shitters. Definitely, Gal was the trade that I took last week. This was probably the best trade that I took last week. Which once again.
What is this, Galaxy?
I don't know. There's like Gala and Gal.
No, Gala is gaming. I think Gal USD is Galaxy.
I have no idea what it is, to be fair, and it only has like 3 million coins in open interest, so it's pretty liquid, but it's on Binance. I don't know.
Yeah, it's Galaxy.
Yeah, whatever. But yeah, this is like.
I mean, you might as well know, right? Because since you know all the fundamentals about Iovo, man.
Yeah.
Like, what happened? Adam is the more fundamentally prepared out of us too.
But like this is. I don't think these are like fundamentals. This is mostly like a order flow type of situation. Like I don't really care what these coins do, but like I'm looking at stuff where like. Yeah, to be fair, the only reason why I know why the funding is so negative on Iovo is because someone literally DM'd me about it and explained the whole situation. So I'm like acting super smart here, but I had no idea why it's happening.
You sounded like a community member for a second.
but yeah, like I traded this. This is like one of my favorite things to trade. To be fair, it's like super simple. Gal. Whatever it is, you can see basically people are just like piling in. This I was watching this for a couple of days. 50% increase in the OI. People just funding going. This was going pretty deep throughout the whole week. And yeah, this is kind of timed into the war situation, which is pretty unfortunate. obviously the war kind of sucks, and it sucks especially when the news happened at 4 a.m. my time. But yeah, I've been kind of buying this towards the end of the week when I woke up. Yeah, this is very nice, kind of short squeeze. These are the trades that I'm always gonna kind of take. And pretty nice thing here is that basically you just kind of hold into this and watching the open interest to kind of crawl back into some of the levels. RunnerXBT taught me the open interest levels. So yeah, I
Please
actually
subscribe.
to be fair, I closed most of it here because you can see that OI kind of reach out basically almost the whole retracement. But so yeah, this trade is also kind of done. But yeah, very nice opportunity last week. Like you basically spot order flow stuff and then just kind of take it in terms of very simple price action. This was basically the kind of a key support area. We traded underneath that, bounced heavily from it. And yeah, that's I don't know, like some of the things, some other things. I've been I've been holding Whiff, which had this funny.
I'm fucking done.
Yeah, let's even not talk about it. But yeah, I've been long this for a little bit. It's not doing that well. Like definitely Ship been doing way better. It's pretty interesting, and this is one of the things that I missed actually yesterday. But someone like longed a lot of Ship right before the rally. Right here, this was basically couple hours before it started rallying. Once again, it's obviously in hindsight, but like signals like these when like the OI is going to spike and the thing is not dying completely is often very nice signal to just kind of start buying and hoping for continuation. But I didn't take this one. I kind of missed this completely.
Okay, that's it. I mean, it's quite a few
Yeah,
setups.
I think that's it. That's been kind of the most of it. I was really flat, almost mostly until like Thursday. So yeah, the first half of the week I haven't traded much. I had some of the trades from like when I had limit orders. We also talked about this here on stream. I spoke about Near couple weeks ago. This is like maybe stream from March where I had an order on Near in this kind of section right here. Once again, it's pretty cool to see, and this is pretty cool to use the open interest on kind of like a higher time frames where basically these kind of areas where a lot of buying is coming in, that even though if they do not get this kind of a immediate retrace, like retest, you can still use them later on for buying. And you can see basically if you can align this up with price action is this level right here, and I had the limit there for like over a month, I believe, which got filled. I also closed most of this into like a next level of SR. And the one last thing that I held from that dying event was render, which was the same thing basically, which did okay. I would say nothing that amazing. I closed this way earlier, right here, so on like Monday, Tuesday.
Nice. Let me try to see if I did something. Well, I traded a lot. Doge is basically...
Nothing really happened on like 420.
No, absolutely fucking nothing.
Yeah.
So I bought
no
the GCR tweet, sold. Like, everything feels like... I know people keep saying that the Wave has this awesome TA structure and it's so easy to trade levels. But like, call me retarded, but this is some of the cleanest shit I've seen in a long time. On like H4, I'm trading literally buy here, sell here, and like thereabouts, and it's just spamming Doge around.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
super liquid, so not a problem to get. And
Yeah.
so I was
I
trading...
was looking. I was looking at Doge, which didn't really like from like OI perspective. I think there are just some coins, and Whiff is also very similar to this, but like for like different reasons. Like Whiff, when it comes to order flow, it's just like it's so much stuff happening on chain, and I think like almost like what's the kind of like people that have like large position in Whiff are people that bought it on chain in the first place, and still most likely trade spot on chain. And even like if someone is like very heavy into trading on chain, they are mostly use like derivatives on chain as well. So like some of these coins, like with, if we're gonna take a look, like there is not much here to, like OI, even like on this huge rally up, you can see that OI on the exchange like it did like 15%, which is not much. Then it kind of completely died down. It's very flat, like if you're gonna zoom out, basically it's almost from the beginning. This is the Binance listing. Obviously we had this OI rally, which always happens when new coin is listed. But then it's like, like it's sitting at like 75 million OI since January. So I feel like the edge uh is I basically have some coins where I feel like, the edge is just not as strong as with some other stuff, if you know what I mean. And I was looking at Doge, and Doge also didn't have much going on, from at least on like a little bit of higher time frames. I don't know if Doge is like just once again super old coin. People have it elsewhere, trade it elsewhere, but it is what it is. Just some coins are different than the others. So at least from the way I trade,
Yeah, but maybe so. Basically, what you're saying, some coins don't you cannot get much signal from order flow, but you might get more from TA, right?
Yeah, like
Just
I
simple,
believe, yeah, like I believe like my edge when it comes to like trading altcoins, because obviously my fundamental knowledge is like terrible, and I learn something about the project and forget it an hour later. So like most of my edge, or all of my edge basically when it comes to trading altcoins, is just like looking at the derivatives data, looking at this like OI funding, spot premium and all of that, seeing where people just buying a lot or selling a lot, and how kind of market is reacting to that, and kind of taking advantage of the buying and selling as well, either trading with them or just like fading people that are soon to be offside and stuff like that. So yeah, I kind of realized that it's not common with all of the coins, equally, basically.
But the open interest on Doge is very interesting. Now looking at it, this zoomed out. Like that's in coins, right?
That's in coins, yeah.
Yeah, unfortunate. Well, fuck no. Like, is it down like 50% ish? Almost.
It is down a lot from
Like,
the high.
what are
The high was
people?
like
What the fuck are
7.2. Yeah,
people
it's
doing?
over 50%.
Like
It's basically the
how?
same.
But how? Like, it's just I think it's kind of cope, and we made a lot of jokes on timeline. And I'm sorry again. I'm sure a lot of people got fucked last few weeks. I mean, you're only fucked if you're trading high leverage and have zero risk management. So if you're fucked, that's on you. But like, even just looking at this screenshot here, like, how do you?
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to
Yeah,
say? Spot and
it's funny
chill.
to see. It's funny to see on Doge. Like it might be like complete coincidence. Like, but this kind of a huge OI increase into the new highs, basically from like March, like end of the March, which was like this kind of period when everyone was talking about the Doge going to the dollar. This was like the main narrative for a week on CT, basically,
yeah.
and that's obviously we have like a huge OI spike here, but at the same time, like if you're gonna compare this move, which is 130%, which equaled at like 50% OI gain, let's say, and then you have another 50% OI gain while price did, just half of it. So it's kind of funny to look at this difference, especially comparing to this kind of a end of the March narrative, Doge going to the dollar, Doge going to the $5, uh, you know. So yeah, that's, and to be fair, like these are the perfect kind of places where you want to, most likely to want to fade this. Which I haven't faded Doge. I wasn't shorting it, but in hindsight, that was probably a better trade than trying to kind of live up to the dollar dream.
Yeah, it is interesting. I've seen a lot of like people and traders I respect basically keep saying that there's no retail yet, or like the whole I think the whole run up right now feels very, or like, okay, so let me try again. I joined 2020, and back then alt season meant every single dog shit went ballistic. Like you could not miss, right? You could open CoinMarketCap, scroll up, down with closed eyes, you know, throw dildo at a list or whatever, and make money. And now it's like feels very, you know what I'm trying to say? Just not
Yeah,
as easy as it's. So
yeah.
I'm
And
just
a lot of
wondering.
these coins, like ARB, for example, like ARB is like under yearly open. You know, like it's down on the year basically, and it's down a lot on the year as well. It's like 20% down from the yearly open. So it's definitely not that kind of a easy conditions that I believe a lot of people were anticipating. To be fair, like in a lot of these altcoins, we just had a rally and then we went sideways for 3 months before we sold off. Yeah, but I think, and I believe we talked about this as well a little bit, like the coins that generally done the best are just like meme coins because there is no VCs, there is no pre-sale, there is no fucking Twitter angel investor decks, and all this like insane cringe you see with some of these projects. Like, you know, like how ARP could even perform when you just open the token unlocks and you have like 500 million unlocks coming in 2 weeks. Like it's just like really, yeah, it's just like really the coins which are like fair launch, everything is unlocked. These are doing the best
Define
with some of
fair in
the
crypto.
yeah.
But no, I think it's just obviously we're here speaking our book because we mostly day trade / intra week. Like we don't hold. You know, always people ask. I love after flush people asking, "What is your high conviction hold?" Like USDT and Bitcoin. Pussy,
Yeah.
you know. And then shit like a week ago happens. Literally, people are begging in for money. The same guys because their conviction is you know.
Yeah, and yeah, like it's a different, like obviously this is very obvious difference. Like the first thing after we flashed, I longed, which did nothing really, was Celestia, which is like super cursed coin at this point. It's just like down only, dying, but like it was momentarily strong. I bought some, was hoping for a little more upside than we actually got, but
But it's still
like
massive. Like, look, like I'm sure you didn't
yeah,
snipe the
yeah,
bottom,
yeah,
but like this thing bounced 50%. What do
yeah, it
people
did.
want? You know,
But I bought it like, yeah, I got
like,
like 10-20%
but
upside, to
man,
be
that's
fair.
ridiculous, right? Like, there was
Yeah,
some of
yeah,
the
but
best like trading conditions for like intra week. Like,
yeah.
people
Like if
ask.
you hold coin, like if you hold position for a couple of days, like you don't really need to care that like the coin is like full VC vested, everyone is dumping on you every other week because there are unlocks and stuff like that. So like there's like definitely a difference, and this is also why I trade, like I said at the beginning of the stream, I trade ETH and BTC. I trade differently than I trade altcoins. My holding times in ETH BTC are much longer than in altcoins because I just feel like with every altcoin position there is like this kind of guy who got in the pre-sale and he's just like ready to dump on me always basically. So yeah, that's kind of, I think, important to
I like I like
recognize.
I like how we mock the people who are saying shit like market makers are manipulating the markets. Also me. Oh, evil VCs dumping on me.
Well, yeah, but like to be fair, it's really what it's kind of been happening. Like people like VCs always just want to dump the second they got the tokens, they got locked or whatever. So it's very kind of obvious, and I feel like there's like they don't even care hiding it. It's just like, and it's also a logical thing. Like
It's a business,
if you
right?
got something in a pre-sale and you're up 5-10x, and the stuff is going to unlock, that you are more than happy to just sell and move to the other pre-sale. So yeah, so these for the next week. So what's kind of important, or
I
what
actually
can
have
kind
some.
of
I have some.
nice
Actually,
nice.
we're selling off. Nice. Dessert. Yeah, a few things I would like to mention. Since like if the correlation is strong, there is some shit. Let's look if there is some macro, our favorite indicator. I mean, there is flash services PMI in Germany. No, fuck that. No, there's like PCE or something. I know there's FOMC coming up, so I think that could be a nice day to to just day trade around it. And that was literally it what I quote unquote had. And also, it's earnings season, so it could be interesting. Basically all these companies beating
There are
earnings.
Tesla earnings, right? Next week, I believe.
Yeah, let me check. But yeah, basically, whenever there's earnings, I just know, like, kind of remember. What is that telling me is that there could be like lots of vol, especially in like after hours, meaning at 10 p.m. local time. So
Yeah, basically every time I turn off the PC and someone is sending drones in the Middle East, that's my favorite kind of vol.
yeah, Tesla is on Tuesday, Visa as well, Meta on Wednesday. So basically, the good old big boys. Thursday, Microsoft and Google.
Yeah, like if they do well, like obviously, and
Exactly.
all the war stuff is gone, like I'm pretty sure Nasdaq and ES gonna
Fucking
have a
rip.
decent bounce,
Yep.
which should be because like it's after halving, no one really care about ETF that much, so we are basically back to being just higher beta Nasdaq coin.
And not much narratives. It's quite surprising. It feels like my timeline. I obviously follow like 0 people, for good reasons. Have you seen the ZK Casino shit last 2 days?
Yeah, that's funny. That's like one of the most unsympathetic guys on Twitter. Yeah, that was kind of interesting.
Yeah, it just. Sorry.
No. Yeah, like I think there's like like I believe like last year it was like so much stuff like with all
Yeah,
the
right.
releases and conferences and announcements
And
and
altcoins
all of
actually
that.
moving.
Yeah, like there was like a lot of things going on. Like we were almost weekly had like something to talk about, either if it was announcement, conference, or whatever. Now I feel like, especially in like later ones, I feel like this is just like nothing going on.
But isn't it also a byproduct of like I know there's a bunch of shit we don't know or like sorry if I'm doubting you, but you probably know fucking nothing about the whole runes on Bitcoin, pops and all
Yeah.
that shit. You like I know shit too, so like I'm shit by shit I mean nothing. So
Yeah. That launched. That started basically like today or yesterday. Everyone is saying it's like a next huge thing. There was this nice thread on Twitter. I think the one of the accounts I follow, like 3 accounts that like post narratives for lazy people like I am. One is the bread and butter, which is RunnerXBT doing. Then there's this layer GG0. And yeah, like one of these guys basically did a pretty nice thread on runes. I started reading it, and in the middle of it, it's like, yeah, sure. I have no idea. so yeah, we are most likely just talking about something that a couple months from now, everything is going to do like 1000x, and we've been sitting here like, yeah, this is something that we were once again pretty lazy on reading. But yeah, people seem to be really really leaning onto like I saw some of the, once again, it was like heavily pre-sale stuff, but like layer 2 on BTC, the first Bitcoin decentralized exchange.
and how many
listed on
KOLs are in?
Yeah, like like when you see like 5 people on Twitter talking about the same thing which you never heard before, you can be pretty sure that something suspicious is going on there.
And this
Yeah, like
you saying this is the reason why me and you never get into that shit. Fuck.
yeah.
Here goes my KOL career.
Yeah, that's probably true. But yeah, like people heavily leaning onto this kind of a new narrative that basically Bitcoin will have this own ecosystem, either with ordinals or NFTs, these runes, which are basically tokens with some 4D chess built in it. Then the whole kind of layer on Bitcoin.
Wait,
I
you
don't know.
actually tried to read? I'm impressed. You had to
I'm,
utilize all the remaining
yeah,
brain cells.
yeah. To be fair, like yeah, but I don't know. I just like don't know if I kind of how I feel like about it. Like I don't really see why I would ever like use a decentralized exchange on Bitcoin. Like
Because you simply don't get it, Anon.
Yeah, sure. Like I can understand the NFTs part of thing because there's like similar to Bitcoin, you know, like a store of value or whatever. But like when you really start to digging deep into this and start to build protocols on BTC, I don't know. It's just sound.
By the way, this stream, can you? I apologize to those who were like waiting for quote unquote for alpha. Can you go on like 1 minute chart and look where we started the stream on Bitcoin?
Yeah, it's definitely. I'm having a Solana chart here. It's going down, so yeah, it's going down as well.
No, it's important.
Yeah, but yeah, like it really feels like nice, nice. This is dying. But yeah, it's I don't know. Like it really feels like the BTC being kind of the main character.
Yeah.
People I don't know, like on-chain stuff. And the whole meme coins also. Like when I would be like when someone and I was like the most against on-chain person like ever a couple months ago, but at the same time, like if someone like new to crypto would just ask me what they should do and how to kind of make some money as quickly as possible, like at the end of the day, like it's really the best place almost, because like everyone is angel investor now. Like
Not
the,
us
the
too,
shit
though.
that, yeah, the shit that I see on Twitter now is like everything is just like heavily pre-saled. All of these new projects that it's just like bunch of shit, to be fair. So yeah, go trade meme coins. There's nothing else to do here anyway.
Yeah, I think what is the one part, and I no disrespect to anybody actually caring about the technology. Like I certainly don't. But the whole runes, pops, I think big part of the appeal is that it's new. Like
Yeah.
buy now Solana on chain is like it really reminded me of Binance Smart Chain season when Sisyphus and Algot and all these guys were dumping on us back then, and they still do now.
Yeah.
And but like we've seen it before, it kind of loses a bit of the appeal after some time. It's like
Yeah,
making the same video over and over again.
at the same time, like to be fair, once again, I'm basically getting paid not only by Iowa but also by on chain apparently. But like there are some of these meme coins which are like mostly like heavily traded on chain, which at this point have like $200-300 million market cap, so they are not small. And like they have like they move like 20-30% on a day. So even for like a day trading point of view, like you can really, and you can even size into these things a little bit more. Definitely, it's like not like you're buying something which is like $1 million market cap and you hoping for 100x or something like this. But like the volatility is still there, and some of these projects got quite big, so I think it's not the worst place for even, and obviously you're not gonna get racked on something that already has like quite a big market cap as well, so a bit safer. So what's the deal with this thing? I don't know how to pronounce it, so I will just say Luna 2.0. Yeah, it's the Ina, whatever it's called.
Athena.
Yeah. That got a little bit of a hype lately.
From my understanding, why did somebody ask that, or am I retarded?
No, it's a new coin, which is already a reason for it to do well. But yeah, I've been kind of looking at it. I once again don't have full understanding of what it does.
Basically, they have a stablecoin, and I'm gonna butcher it, but I don't give a shit. They buy spot ETH. They short perps, so in bull run funding up, and you get like a big yield on a stable or on ETH, one of the two, basically. So basically, so Luna.
Okay, yeah. So.
But also basically very heavily shielded by creme de la creme traders on CTE, even from like good traders, not just.
Okay, so it's not
so
that interesting.
It is. It's going to be very interesting. I don't wanna, even from terms of like a company where I work for, I cannot just talk shit about random projects. But I think it will be genuinely very interesting next bear market. Let me put it this way. This and the whole restaking thing should genuinely be. How to say it? Like, if you feel like bull run ended, you probably don't want to have everything staked
Yeah, like if like even now, like when like funding is negative, like at least I'm not sure if on either there is negative funding, but like spot is trading underneath the per price, so that's not
Sorry, if you're showing something.
no, I'm not, but it doesn't sound like the best strategy to
Yeah,
generate
let's do
yield.
some ticker requests because we're fucking talking shit again as always, us two.
Someone is asking about Ondo. I know
Yes.
you traded it quite a
Oh yeah,
bit.
I forgot. I forgot. We took 3 trades last few days. This is just
Yeah,
man. This is just a pleasure. I've been basically buying like 77 and selling 82 over and over again.
yeah,
Again, like H4. You're
yeah.
turning really like boomer, Adam. You're like on 12-hour charts.
Yeah.
This thing is
Yeah,
crazy volatile.
yeah, it's really been there's been a lot of volatility. It's looking pretty good. Like the band here is the yearly VWAP. You can see we kind of holding it. I think this is looking pretty decent. There's also this kind of a double-ish top. It's yeah, it's quite a big project, but I think Ondo is not looking the worst, to be fair. I probably wouldn't, if I would swing trade this, I wouldn't really want to see this go underneath 69. So yeah, looking pretty good to be
Like with
me.
Ondo, if this nukes, if Bitcoin nukes, I hope we do for the next coming weeks because we really need a bit of shower. Then if I was comfortable with showing like big chunk of my net worth into something, it would be Ondo. Obviously, much
Yeah,
lower. Not at
you
this one.
have yeah, you still have this kind of a BlackRock narrative with it as well. So I think this is overall like a decent thing to bet on. With the whole treasury bond yield, which is whatever, but yeah,
And no,
it's
they have like a like it is layered, and I don't want to sound like you actually knowing the fundamentals. But yeah, I mean, I would much rather hold that than anything else.
Saga, Tensor, and NGL. I have no idea what NGL is. I actually looked at Saga, which is I don't know, it's like new layer one or something. Maybe it had decent rally.
But what
It
didn't,
had
right? Like after the
yeah, yeah, but
Iran
this
war.
this this rallied on Friday quite hard compared to actually yesterday when kind of everything ran. Like this did 50% from the lows. Mm, I was actually even thinking that yeah, gaming chain, okay. I was actually thinking that I would even try to get some long basically at like 3.6 ish, like in this kind of consolidation before the rally. I don't think I would buy it here. Maybe I would buy it above the VWAP. You have this kind of a area. Let's do it like this. You have this area right here with the VWAP. So either if we would like break above $5 or if you would pull back into like 3.6 would be two levels where I would be interested in buying this personally. Yeah, this is something that I looked at. Tensor is they got a little bit of shit for the way they did the airdrop.
Oh, people fucking brutal, man. Last few weeks.
Yeah, but I don't know. I personally kind of like it, which comes from the fact that I know people working there and I've been friends with them. Which doesn't mean that I got any special treatment. I never got any allocation. Okay, but
Only belly
but yeah.
rubs.
But yeah, it looks pretty good. Like if this is some sort of accumulation, yeah, I'm using again box for boxes now. This is a new thing.
What the fuck is
Yeah,
that?
like if I would use this as kind of a accumulation, then this is looking pretty decent. And I think, and this is way out of my point of doing things, but I think when it comes to like NFT platforms on Solana, especially the Tensor is really the best, which is out there for actual trading. Like you can do a bunch of stuff there, and it's pretty cool. So I think this is a pretty nice looking chart as well.
But I
With
would just like to emphasize because people then ask like, or you please let me know. But it's not like long term hodl. It's like
No,
This
it's
is
not.
not
I
like.
got the
Are you gonna
airdrop and
give
I market sold it the second I got it. So
Exactly. Good. I just want to repeat
yeah,
these things because sometimes people then ask.
yeah,
But last
yeah.
week you talked positively about this coin. Like yes, and the trade played out, and
Yeah.
it's okay.
Like to be fair, like for example, if Tensor would like dump into here and show some sort of strength, I would buy it, hold it for like a new high, which would be like 20-30% gain, and then I would just close the position and most likely won't look at it, for the next foreseeable future. So like I said, when it comes to altcoins, I'm not really into holding next gem for next years or whatever type
And
of situation.
if it's already
so.
on Binance, it's probably not a gem anyways. Like
Yeah, yeah, that's a fair point. And I don't know the last thing. I have no idea what NGL is. Ugh, yeah, it's looking also kind of decent-ish, but I have no idea what this is.
But it's like is it a byproduct of actual strength or is it Bitcoin rallying 15%, alts like everything kind of struggling on a Sunday?
Yeah, but like to be fair, like when you have stuff like this, which is like I don't know what the daily volume of this is, but it's probably going to be pretty low. Like these things can definitely break correlation way harder and just go on its own type of thing.
It's around 165 mil market cap and is doing, you guessed it, 3 million daily volume across all venues.
Yeah. So that's yeah. Like this can run a lot, but at the same time, I wouldn't really put much into it in the first place. I don't really, I have kind of this rule that I very rarely trade coins underneath $50 million open interest. So
How about Ivo, brother?
that's how much is Ivo?
Volume
Not
or
much. No OI. It's it's 40 mil, which is times 1.79. Yeah, that's like in the 50 million kind of ballpark.
okay.
To be fair, I have a bot on Discord, which is private, that shows these things for me. I don't actively sit here and search coins. So yeah, this kind of popped up by itself. Basically, I didn't really took a sudden liking in Ivo just by getting paid from the team or whatever.
Next stream is sponsored by Ivo.
Dude, they actually, funny story, they reached out to me in February and I said no thank you. So if someone is going to continue to give me shit, I will leak the DMs.
Jesus Christ.
Anyway, Phantom and Injective. I think Phantom is looking better than Injective.
Yeah.
By the very quick look of it. Let's look at a little bit higher time frames. Yeah, like Injective, yeah, like you have this level, like you have support,
It just looks dog shit. Like
dump. Like I wouldn't buy this here. I would buy it if we reclaim back into this level. Then I would likely to buy it, but not here. It doesn't, scream any kind of strength or any reasoning for this too. And this is, like Phantom and Injective are the big guys, the big coins, which they are not gonna likely not going to just completely break the BTC correlation by themselves. Phantom is looking better. Above the yearly VWAP still, so maybe around 70 cents it might give, like something like this. I wouldn't be that surprised, but from let's see from order flow perspective, one of the things that I look at a lot when I want to get into something is that if people are actually buying it, and this is not something that people are actually buying. Funding is flat, has been flat for 10 days. Open interest is very flat as well. There is no indication that at the moment this is doing anything special rather than just being BTC kind of correlation beta type of situation. So yeah, I'm not really, and I'm pretty sure Injective is going to be, yeah, Injective is completely the same. So yeah, both of these are not interest to me because I don't think there is anything going on there right now. Miro, what the fuck is this? This is like some meme coin, right? Yeah.
I mean,
This is meme coin
look,
on
bounced a lot,
Solana.
right? Like if you got entry in like 13 cents, 12, 14 cents region,
Yeah,
I'll be getting the fuck out.
yeah, but like at the same time, like this is why I use something like yearly VWAP, for example, like moving averages is like pretty nice thing to do because like it will give you very quick overview of like overall position of the market, and you can see like SHIB is above the yearly VWAP, Pepe is above the yearly VWAP, Doge is above the yearly VWAP, WIF as well. This thing is listed for way less time on let's not look at Maxi, that's not a real place in a way, but maybe on Bybit. Oh shit, I don't know, I just don't think I heard about this thing, but it's not like, yeah, it's not looking bad, but it's not looking anything special to me at
Like
the same
I
time.
think the trade last few weeks been, or sorry, now a week since the last weekend nuke, by the fucking scary day of like 40% on down everything, sell 20% bounce, and just to wait for next good setup. I don't
Yeah.
think this is. What do you think about XYZ chart? Is it gonna go up? Well, nothing. I think genuinely everything looks kind of shitty, anyways
Yeah.
right now, and it's in the hands of Bitcoin. So
What's up with Jito?
I just know it's the strongest coin right now.
Yeah, it's
It's Solana Eco.
Solana. Yeah, Solana Eco something. It's been very strong. Yeah.
I believe it's a staking protocol.
I think, to be fair, when it comes to like setup, you can see these kind of green buying candles, a lot of buying here on perps, breaking above the yearly VWAP as well, kind of reclaiming back the structure right here. I think that if this is strong, it should really continue to the upside from here. If it starts to kind of double back in, then I think it's going to go for a little bit of correction. But yeah, this has been very strong. Unfortunately, I kind of missed this one. I haven't traded it.
So like, what is? I think what it could be interesting. It's and we
This
can.
is a classic. Sorry, this is a classic VWAP indicator set on a yearly time frame on TradingView. Someone asked.
Yeah, I would wait for CME Open in a few hours. Like these markets post ETF. Bitcoin is king. S&P, if it's gonna shit the bed, it's gonna affect BTC. Thus, it's gonna affect whatever your favorite coin is. Very likely. So wait for CME Open, and I think that's kind of it. There's something to be said about April and May seasonality, but people call me boomer. Yet everybody's now shitting their pants over their altcoin halving in price. So
What's the seasonality actually? It's like bad.
It's like so. Have you heard the good old sell in May
Yeah,
and go
sell in
away?
May.
Yeah,
Fuck off.
I mean, I sold in April. And
This is actually a 10-year seasonality on things. Yeah, it's kind of like down, a little bit up. Yeah, like start of May is basically down for BTC. And it was kind of respected, to be fair, on the whole upside. Like you can see, this is the seasonal trend. It's kind of averaging the last 10 years in this kind of line movement. It's been pretty spot on, to be fair.
so I mean,
But yeah,
you laugh at me every time I talk about Moon in group chat, but I mean, Maren does not miss. So
yeah. Okay. So with all that being said, we are nearing the end.
maybe some more questions. I mean, would you agree
Sorry,
that there's no like shame in just waiting? Like, I think it's important to just continue to repeat some things. You trade when there's a good setup. You don't trade for the sake of trading. If you don't see shit, you wait. It's okay. There's no shame in that.
Yeah, I also think, to be fair, like we are not in this kind of environment where it's very forgiving to just buy stuff and wake up 20% higher on every single thing you bought. That kind of been a thing maybe a couple months ago, but not really now. Therefore, it's really kind of a intraday, interweek type of environment where you just buy something, it goes your way a little bit, you just fuck off, go to the next thing, not really overholding things.
Yeah, I mean, very
Which
clearly momentum is gone on BTC. It needs to
yeah,
break above like 69 for it to be continue like a leg up, whatever. It sure as hell does look more like a distribution as of right now. So, and like next kind of support level on BTC is like 52.
yeah.
So I'm like, if we get to 52, I think can do a bit of, buy and pray and log off for a month, sell like 60.
Yeah, that's probably true. I think on Bitcoin, like, and I mentioned this before, like if you're gonna take a look on the weekly, yeah, like if you would get like 52, it's a decent level to just buy for like a 10-20% bounce. Someone asking about what happened to COT indicator. Well, I have made a COT indicator which I might have just copied the code from other indicator and it got taken down from TradingView. And
I
I
just don't think it's
also
that much signal for day traders in crypto. To be
yeah,
fair.
yeah, and also with the COT indicator, I kind of didn't realize that I'm now a member of PineScript community, and I literally get like asked about this every single day, where they can get COT indicator. So you are on your own there. I'm not gonna, uh, yeah,
Part
I'm
of
not gonna go double there. And if I tried the Leviathan's updated volume suite indicator, I have not. My setup is basically what you see here. I'm using the volume bubbles from Leviathan. These are pretty nice, especially on lower time frames. You can see, there is like you will see these bubbles. I'm not gonna show them, whatever. And I'm using the candle coloring, which is the indicator that we done together. And I'm not using anything else. I don't really plan to use anything else, to be fair. So no, I haven't tried that.
I know it's kind of random, but would be nice little segment to end the show. Do you notice like with yourself, like when I started learning stuff, let me put it this way: when I started like building my system, I thought that I was trying like literally every single different indicator, and and I would be like, oh, this one is a good one. Like do you? And basically more and more, I'm basically just having less and less indicators. Personally,
Yeah,
do you?
yeah. To be fair, yeah, and I had this lot of like before with like moving averages, for example, because they are like super useful in trending environment, sorry. When things just go down, you just buy these pullbacks into the moving averages, but then market starts to go fucking sideways and like it's just all over the place. And very often you will just kind of like, yeah, I would take this trade, but it's underneath this moving average and I want to be long and you're not gonna take it and it's just gonna fucking spike through that. So yeah, I'm very not into just using many things. I use this view app on like multiple time frames because it's very easy for me basically to like, you are above the VWAP, the standard deviation band, you are in uptrend, you are inside it, you are in range, you are underneath, you are in downtrend. It's like as simple as that. Kind of VWAP pointing up, you are in strong uptrend. VWAP kind of starts to go sideways. You are most likely in the distribution. You are inside. You are in more of a range bound environment. It's very, very easy. I don't have a billion different lines on my chart because of that. And yeah, fuck is Mubi? I never
No, please, no, don't.
like. There is this rule when I type a coin into the search and the first exchange is Maxi that I'm not looking at it. I'm sorry.
No, sorry, just.
I have no idea what this is. Probably something very liquid.
I mean, if you genuinely care about Mubi, we're just wrong streamers to ask. Like, it's on you.
So yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. I will show my settings for the volume indicator because someone asked. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. We are at the hour, so if you like the stream, please make a new account on Woo. And yeah, we will see you next week, I
Unless
guess.
their nukes start flying in Europe. Good
Yeah.
luck. Good luck to us, guys. Have a good